I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me break it. You're sweet. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Ooh, baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the CJ Unedited podcast. Let me bring everyone else in. Oops, okay, let me spin everyone around. Here we go. You're not going crazy. This is the same crew from last time for the next episode. That's right, 2 back to back. Woohoo! I'm James Hanton. As always, I'm joined by Chrissy McNamara. Sometimes Brinkley Beaver down below, and it's one of those times. And back for her 3rd time, and if we're actually talking about it, we're not counting the dedication episode, 3rd time in a row, McGuire. She's 2 episodes away from joining the 5 Timers Club that Lucas is in, Vicky and Missy. I believe Tiffany's in there. So congratulations on that. As always, this episode is pre-recorded tonight because, we have stuff we have to do on Thursday. 2 of us will be at a Hall of Fame ceremony. Heaven knows what the other 2 will be doing. But we are here. How are you guys doing tonight?
Great. Good. Happy to be here.
I will say this. So I rewatched the episode that we did last week on the way to my trip.
It was a fun one.
It was a fun one. And people were commenting on the stream thinking that they were going to comment and we were going to talk back.
Oh,
and
no.
My dad commented and said, if one of them responds right now, I am going to be freaked out. And I just haven't been watching, so I just put in the comments, hello, everyone. And I feel like it freaked him out. But welcome. I know we got some good personal interest pieces into it today, but first and foremost, what are you drinking tonight? So whoever wants to go first.
Watermelon sparkling water.
Ooh.
Diet Coke.
Okay.
Not even my favorite, but
Dr. Pepper.
Right, Doctor. Cheers.
Regular Coke with vanilla. I guess, Chrissy, you drank all your protein before the podcast even began.
I did. I had a protein shake, but I was hungry. In my little Hey Boo cup.
I guess I'll just do this because we have the next one. Tonight we are doing something we haven't done for I think 2 seasons.
2 years.
Yeah. Well, maybe we did one last. I think we did one in season 5 because we were doing our throwbacks and trying to do everything we've done.
I don't remember what my last one was.
I could tell you. I don't remember.
No worries. That's how long it's been. It's been a minute.
You guys remember what your last one of these were? Like what you talked about?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. Like, I definitely know my first one was about producers.
Okay, so our last personal interest piece. It's literally season 5, episode 6, called Final Personal Interest Pieces. Great. I did not put in the description what we talked about. So that's season 5.
Do that this time.
What?
Do that this time.
Yeah. So when we remember later on in life.
Yep.
Like, as always, the episode title. Well, I say as always as if it's the 18th time we've done this, but as always, the episode title will be something that is said tonight. So what could it be? Yes. Even McGuire last week had to go back and remember when she said it.
Are there even people in this?
Yeah, are there
people in this movie?
Such a good movie. Such a good That movie
such
sucks.
a terrible movie.
Oh,
such a good saying.
I'm still laughing.
Never again, y'all.
But we're gonna kick things off with our personal interest pieces, and we're gonna start Activating the randomizer. Who is it gonna be?
Oh God.
It is McGuire with crocheting.
Are you gonna put her first? Are you gonna pin
What?
her? Are you gonna put her first in the rotation?
Yeah, that's. Oh, I guess I can. Yeah.
I was like, you kept rotating. I thought you were gonna land her in the front. Okay, there we go.
Ooh, I get the talking spot. Okay.
Right. So
Well,
crocheting from McGuire.
also, if you guys have any questions while I'm doing it, that's also appreciated. If you ever want to know something about crocheting. But so I don't know if you noticed while James was giving us the intro, I have this like little green thing I kept putting in my mouth because I'm making something, and so we can do a reveal at the end. I don't know if I'll get it all done because it's kind of bigger than I thought, but I can show you at the end. So I started crocheting about two Christmas breaks ago, and then I would say I was like making finished products within like a month. It took me about a month to like learn all of the stitches and kind of everything. I taught myself on YouTube, but it started because me and my sister have always seen the little animals around. She has like a little turtle, like a really small turtle in her car. She's like, oh my gosh, why don't we go buy it and teach ourselves? Well, we started the same night, and she actually quit within like 2 or 3 days. She kind of has ADHD, but she was also better than me. It was making me mad because she was getting it better than I was, and I was like, she's not gonna even finish this. Like, well, anyways, I stuck with it. Then I haven't really I sell them, yeah, but I haven't done like a big market or anything like a craft fair, and that's kind of what I'm saving up for. Like, here, I'll show you this. Let me switch my camera angle.
I will say
I have
2 things from her.
Yeah, he does. I have this like bin I'm working on right now. It's a laundry bin basket full because I want to do a craft fair for I want to make a bunch of money quick for a wedding. So that's what my goal is, to get that back, like a bunch of stuff. Should I talk about like
What do you? I'm
stitches?
curious.
Like, it's kind of boring. Like, there's not much to it other than I'll show you what I make.
I'm curious. What's in the laundry basket?
You want to know? Okay, do we have any Pokemon fans? Because I haven't posted this yet, so this can be a sneak peek.
And how much are these going for? Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to buy one, put it in the comments. Help her with her wedding fund.
Oh yeah, you do all. My name should be on our podcast. It's before us. We'll just go to my Facebook. That's where I post them all, and like the albums part. So I haven't posted these yet, but I had somebody reach out to me, and they wanted a Pokeball because her husband really likes Pokeballs. So I made a Pokeball, and I made another one.
That's so
I was like, whoa.
cute.
That's
I
awesome.
was like, well, let's look up some characters. And I know them a little bit. Like, I'm not a big Pokemon person, but I mean pretty famous ones. So I made a Charmander, or what is this one? Is it Charmander?
Mm-hmm.
So this is Charmander.
Cute.
Squirtle.
You're so
then-
good. Oh my god.
Thank you. And then this is Bulbasaur.
Oh,
I'm so impressed. They're so cute.
And
How
then my
long
last-
does it take you to make those? Like, obviously it's
So-
dependent on the size, but
Yeah. So this one's super easy. Like, it's just literally just continuous rounds, and I sewed this part on.
mhm.
So this probably an hour, and it like goes
Wow.
by fast. Like, it's
Wow.
not hard. Yeah, it's just kind of mindless.
Mhm.
These took me forever. This one took me forever. Like,
Is it because
this
they're like
part-
separate pieces?
Yeah. So all of these I sewed on, and then instead of buying felt, I didn't want it to look like felt because this part is really green. So I just sewed these on too,
Mm.
and then I did all of that and his nose and stuff. I'd say this one was like 4 or 5 hours.
Hours?
Probably 4.
I was gonna say
3.5.
days. Like,
Oh well, yeah.
And
over
do you
multiple
do you
days. I
fill
don't-
them with like a stuffing?
Yes, I have some over there I can grab in a second. But it's just like polyfill at Walmart.
Yeah.
And then the last one I made was Pikachu. Like, he's even got the little tail.
Oh.
And then at the end I'll show you my next like collection I want to post, but I'll show you at the end because it goes with what I'm making here. So I'm gonna see as far as I can get. But I have a bunch. Like, this is a cow.
Oh my god, my son would love
Okay,
that.
I literally want one now.
Like,
Awesome. That's
I
cool.
literally want one.
that one's not that
Okay, so
good.
I don't have it with me, but like I wanted her to make well, for Halloween last year. She was it Halloween or was it for your homecoming court? You made the little
Oh,
ghost.
it was homecoming last year was closer to Halloween, like by a couple more weeks. So I did like our school for homecoming, you make like goodie bags to like bribe people to vote for you basically.
Naturally.
And so I did goodie bags and then I made like 20 or 30 little plushies. So I made ghosts and bats.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have uploaded a picture, James. Should
I got a ghost. I don't have it with me, but I have a ghost. And then this time around, I went and bought because I wanted to see because it was hanging on people's rearview mirrors. But it's a pumpkin, and then it's a string that attaches over that goes over your rearview mirror, and it attaches to a ghost. But it's
Yeah, it does look.
Both of
I'm
which are
gonna-
sitting on my desk.
Yeah.
But how long
They
does
make
it?
great gifts.
Is it? I guess my question because I've never done it. Obviously, there's different stitching sizes, but how many times did you try and fail having to learn how to?
Oh, like
stitch
the
it?
whole month. It took me forever. And so I started with like regular yarn. Like when you think of yarn, you don't think of like this soft stuff. And so I started with regular yarn and that like frays really easy. So then it gets really messy. So then it was like I was not doing well. Like it was not taking shape. I would say like I wish I should have sent these to James earlier, but like here, I'll show you my
Yeah, you still
can you
I-
upload? Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
send it to you real quick. Can you upload a video if I send it to you or no?
Yes.
Okay. This is I'll show you guys my very first attempt. I'm texting it to you.
Oh shit. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing for cussing.
And then this is like my second attempt, and then I'll show you like my favorites. I also started making blankets. I
got him.
did some for my friend's senior night, and those were also that was one of my favorite gifts. And in the summer I shouted a PA, and we were like, she was a family medicine PA, so like your normal like routine checkups or whatever. And we had this guy come in, and he was like 40 years old, had some autism, so like a little bit like delayed. Well, he always wants a prize, and she never has prizes. So like the last time he was there, he like had taken her son's football because she didn't have anything else to give. And then so while we were there, luckily like one of those sales reps for like drugs comes in, and he had gave her a brand new pin and like a wrapper and everything. So I ran and grabbed it for him. So that gave me an idea, and I wanted to make her prizes like little. So I found this like pattern on Etsy. That's where I also get my patterns, Etsy. And so I made like claw clip animals. I just sent you that one, James, too. So we can go back through those pictures. But
I have to, for some reason, my computer's not wanting me to do it from so I'm having to put them in my drive, then send them over. But they're coming.
I'm sorry. We should have had that prepared. But
So do
It's on a podcast
blankets
about airs.
do the blankets take longer, or are they faster
Yeah.
since it's like a pretty straightforward pattern?
no, blankets take forever. So
Okay.
I'll just do this one for this one. So this is probably
Whoa.
that's like stretched
Mister,
across
hold
my
on.
couch.
That's
Yeah.
a blanket.
I'm not looking.
That's a blanket.
Okay.
That was the first blanket I made. So that was for my friend's dad. And that one took me a month. And I was every night sitting there. Like I finished Gossip Girl all the way through and probably
Whole
seven or
series.
Wow.
eight movies. Yeah. Like that's how many hours it took. And so I got paid. Should we talk about it? Yeah, sure. He paid me $200 for that one. So that's also kind of why I do it, because it's like I enjoy it. So I can give it like, because somebody, oh, sorry, that was really loud. Somebody else who's like a business, like Etsy businesses, that's like a $400 blanket. So that's why I like doing it, because I give them to him for like cheap, really, because I like doing it. And then this is the first blanket I made. It's technically not done. It's technically not done.
Whoa, that's a really cool
Wow.
design.
Yeah,
Hold on.
because
I'm not paying attention.
huh?
I'm not paying attention because I'm trying to do this.
Send me that.
Oh, here, James.
Oh, that's cool.
But
Sorry,
so it took me. So every single like color you see is a two ends. So every single time I'm switching colors, it's like these things called like you got to weave in your ends to get rid of them. So I had done that individually because those are all individual tiles I sewed together, or I did crochet those together. So I sewed them or weaved them all in, and then because I sewed them all together and crocheted them together, I have like 100 more ends to weave in. But I wanted to put like a backing on it but I can't until I leave those in. So it's not done because I can't look at it right now.
Oh my god.
And then I'll show you guys when James gets the pictures up what my favorite blankets are because those were my favorite.
It's coming.
I don't-
It's coming.
I
So
don't
the
remember the first thing I was going to show you
Watch
guys.
a video to learn. Like,
So
how
the-
do you learn?
Oh yeah.
You just like teach yourself.
I watched YouTube videos.
Okay.
Okay,
It
here
just
comes
seems really difficult.
Yeah,
Here
I mean
come-
it's
here
pretty
come two right
mindless.
now.
Okay. I'm trying to think. Okay, so these are the
Oh,
blankets I made for my senior friends.
That's so cool.
And then go to my video I sent.
Well, hold on. I gotta get that.
Hey Nova.
Look at Nova right in there.
He just got back from the vet, so he's like,
Again?
well, he's been boarded. He was boarded this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Here's the video.
That was
Oh.
my first attempt
Yeah.
ever.
That was so short. Sorry.
Yeah, it's like 3 seconds. Like that's how bad it was. And then swipe. Or sorry, not swipe. I guess it's on my phone.
Bad. I thought that was good.
What?
Swipe. Okay. Here comes this. I gotta do the last one. differently.
I'm sorry, Ryan's in the background right now.
Oh,
But
baby.
so this was for my sister. This was like the first like plushie I did, and it's terrible. So then I can show
I kind
you
of
guys
like its eyes though.
no, it's so bad.
Oh,
And
okay,
then
I'm sorry.
so that like look at this.
That is insane. That is insane.
Like yeah, it's taken a while to perfect it, but
Wait,
Okay,
so
here's
how?
the-
Wait, so the first month that it took you to kind of learn how to do this, how long has it been since then that you've been doing it?
so that was 2 Januaries ago.
Like 2
Wait.
years.
Okay.
Yes,
So
2
you've been-
Januaries ago.
When you
It's
hit
been
January,
almost
like
2
3 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's that last.
Which is
image.
crazy because I went by fast. Okay, so these are the ones I made for her prizes for the PA's office. So yeah, so they're all, and then I made them all twice. So then now I have a bundle of like sea creatures. To
How many
sell.
times? Let me tell you. How many times I messaged her and said, "Can you do this?" And she said, "No, James, that's hard."
Yeah, so I was like, I make a lot of my friends like everybody basically gets one free one. Like I don't care, I'll just give it to you, and not like one of these though. Like you know what I mean, like something super easy, like a starfish or like something easy. James is sending me like I don't even know the character he sent me, but it was basically like a Rugrats character. It had like 8 different clothing items on it with like regular.
Not
With,
President.
yeah, with like regular yarn, which I don't like using, and I was like, James, I'm not making you that.
And then I asked if she could do cat dog, and she's like, "No."
I was like, you pick something easy. Okay, I'll show you 2 more
So,
things, and then I'll be
finally,
done.
I
And I'll show
said-
you guys the last thing at the end. I don't remember. Also, I'll have to watch this back because I was going to show you guys something and I forgot. Oh no, there's 3 things I want to show you. Okay, so this is Gary
Oh,
from SpongeBob.
hey, Gary.
He's
How are you
really
making
impressive.
that?
That is incredible.
Oh, he's
Wow.
got stuff sticking out of his
He's
eyeball. I
so
was like-
cute.
So like this is like something I use is like a little metal thing, and if there's like ends poking out, you just kind of stick them back in there.
Huh.
Okay, I'll do that later. And then I've made a lion. Probably this is my 3rd lion.
That's adorable.
I made one for Ryan's best friend, which was my roommate, and then a lady bought one.
I
And
love that.
then
What's funny is I know her so well. I've been to their house, but I have not seen these.
we haven't done a
Oh, what's
Haul
up,
or
Ryan? In
whatever.
the background?
yeah, I know. I'll move my camera back in a second.
No, you're good.
And then this is so I was gonna with the PA I made her son and her daughter one, so I made them like a little bit bigger ones so they could have like one to hold. And so I made her daughter a pink turtle, and I was like, well, it hurts. I might like a dinosaur. Well, this is how big it came out, and I don't like it. I think it looks. The word is derpy. Like I don't like that
I
word,
love
but that's
him.
what he looks like.
His teeth. He's
But the
just like,
teeth, though.
Like it's
This
so funny
jerk.
looking, but he's just kind of funny looking. But I have one more like kind of group I want to show y'all later,
Okay.
but that goes with what I'm crocheting, so I'll show you guys at the end. But
Honestly,
yeah, that's about it. I don't know.
that was cool.
I'm very
It's kind of
impressed.
it's kind of what I picked up
Not
with.
artsy.
Oh, see, I'm not. artsy, like crafty. That's my little title because I also make scrapbooks. I have my scrapbook sitting in front of me too. But it's kind of like what I picked up on when I didn't have softball
That's
to do
awesome.
anymore.
I'd like to be.
That's cool.
I
Like-
like it.
I've known you for a year and I have never seen those. Like I've seen them like pop up once in a while. She got mad because I put the ghost in my desk and she said absolutely not. And she goes, I worked hard on this, and she put it right back on my desk.
But I was gonna. Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch this because there's a picture I wanted to show you, but I don't have a picture of James's, like a good one.
Oh,
But
no.
he can show it some other time.
All right. That's it?
Yep, that's it.
All
Nice.
right.
Yay.
Here goes the randomizer. And it's not going to. McGuire again. No, just kidding. Here we go.
Oh,
All
wow.
right. And it is.
So much movement.
Oh my gosh.
Brinkley with an
Seriously.
insurance.
Ooh, I'm interested.
No, this
Yay.
is so much different, like based on what McGuire talked about. So this is, oh gosh, okay, okay. Backstory: when I was in elementary school, I was obsessed with the Titanic. I am also very much into conspiracy theories. So, what I'm talking about today is the switch theory by Robin Gardner, which is the fact that the Titanic sinking was intentional and it was insurance fraud.
Oh shit.
So I'm very excited.
Oh,
So anyway,
I'm
I'll
sorry.
give a-
That should say. I'm sorry. Hold on. So that should say. Let me retry this.
Titanic
That should say
insurance fraud.
insurance fraud.
Yes. Okay, so I'm not, I mean, whatever. There's like, it's conspiracy because there's a lot of like hard facts that were not proven true or false. But I think because of the time frame of which when this happened, it would have been very easy to make like fake documentation and alter all of that and all the things. So anyway, brief overview. Robin Gardner's switch theory is a conspiracy hypothesis suggesting that the Titanic disaster was the result of a deliberate ship swap between the RMS Titanic and its nearly identical sister ship, the RMS Olympic. It would have been switched in 1911, but the sinking happened in 1912. So the core claim is that the Olympic was damaged in a collision in 1911, which I will get into later, that was too costly to repair. And so White Star Line, which was the ship agency, they allegedly disguised the damaged Olympic as the Titanic. And then when the Titanic sailed, it sunk. And then they could claim it as a new ship that wasn't damaged, that sunk, and they would get the insurance back on the Titanic because the Olympic got damaged. Following. Okay. So the claim is that the Titanic that sailed in April of 1912 was actually the Olympic, and it was deliberately sent on a doomed voyage for an insurance payout. The supporting points are the structural similarities between the Titanic and the Olympic, making them easy to be swapped. The Olympic's accident, which had significant damage from a collision with the HMS Hawk. The repairs were extensive, but the ship's financial viability was in question. And then third, the suspicious circumstances that there were severely wealthy, influential figures that canceled their passage on the Titanic at the very last minute, and lifeboat numbers and crew training appeared inadequate compared to how many people were on the boat, and the insurance payout amounts. First of all, we can just get into the plausibility of this. There's a lot of information that is missing. There's a lot of accounts that say the insurance numbers and the claims and stuff were correct and that this could have never been plausible, that the act of actually switching the ships and the time frame that would have taken with the repairs that required weren't plausible. But I'm here to just provide information and let you all develop your own theories. So let's get for the first thing at hand. So the Olympic and the Hawk crash. James, if you would pull up the photo of the damaged boat. So on your left, you will see the Olympic. So it was Again, White Star Line was a ship company that built the Olympic. They built the Olympic and the Titanic. At the time, they were the largest cruise liners in the world, and they were boasted about being unsinkable. This crash happened in September 20th of 1911. Very important. So they were sailing on the Solent, which is a strait between the Isle of Wight and Great Britain. The Solent, there's historic ports along there, such as Southampton Port and the Portsmouth Port. So yes, the Olympic was on its 5th voyage, so it wasn't even its first voyage. And then the Hawk, the HMS Hawk is on the right-hand side. That was a Royal Navy cruiser. So basically, they were going down the Solent and they were parallel, and the Hawk needed to make a turn, and the Olympic was turning a different direction, so they had maneuver around each other. The Olympic made an unexpected turn, which didn't provide the Hawk enough time to maneuver out of their way, and therefore the Hawk crashed into the hull of the Olympic. As you can see, the front of the Hawk was smashed, but with it being of the boat that it was, a Navy cruiser, it was actually designed to sink ships by ramming into them. So first of all, coincidence number one. How convenient, that the ship that was meant to sink things by ramming into them happens to ram into them. Okay. So the thing with this is that it, after being reviewed, it was actually deemed that it was the Olympics' fault for the crash, which means that the company wouldn't get any insurance claim back on it because it was their fault. So this would have been a major loss for the White Star Line
That's the damage?
company. So this is a picture. There are 2 points of damage. One is above water level and this one is below. So the very bottom of the Hawk, underwater where you can't see, that would have been caused that hole. But then the top of the Hawk caused another hole, the one we see above in this photo on the left. So those are 2 separate holes that were caused.
Okay.
So with this, there would have been, decently extensive repairs. But what's weird, so there's some things that don't line up in the insurance claim. First of all, the only photos that they show are a small portion of the boat that needed repairs. But then when you ask the insurance people, it was reported that the damages were so severe that the boat would no longer be seaworthy, so that it was irreparable. And then also it was claimed to have actually had damage the length of 1/3 of the ship. So the photos only show like a small portion of the ship damage, but then they said that a whole 1/3 of the length of the ship needed new paneling. So that, remember the third thing that's important for later on. So it was reported unseaworthy. They had all this damage, but then somehow the repairs only took 1 month for it to be repaired before it was back on sea, because at the same time, the Titanic was still under construction. So the claim was that they took pieces from the Titanic, stopped its construction, and used those pieces to rebuild the Olympic. Then later on in February of 1912, the Olympic lost a propeller on a different voyage. So again, they returned it back to the port where the Titanic was being constructed, took more construction from the Titanic and put it into the Olympic. This stalled, obviously, the Titanic construction, delaying it until April, which was when the Titanic sailed. However, what is interesting is a big claim of why the swap couldn't have happened was because the Titanic wasn't completed and that construction would have taken too long for it to be seaworthy based on the construction they were doing on the Olympic. However, they claimed that the Titanic had 6 months left of repairs. And if you date back to when the initial crash happened with the Hawk, that was in September. And then the Titanic 6 months later was ready in April. So technically 6 months time did pass to have completed the Titanic construction, which also would have allowed them to make it look identical to the Olympic if they were only working on the Titanic. So just a thought. There's that. So then let's look into the Titanic crash. They sailed in April. It was en route to New York from the Southampton port. 4 days into the voyage is when the crash happened. And initially there was a massive discrepancy on the iceberg that was hit because there was different security protocols at multiple levels of the boat, both the driver, the lookout crew, and then a lower level, all describing not seeing an iceberg. Some did see an iceberg. They all said it was different sizes. So that was very unclear. But the one thing that was common from all the stories was that there was no fog in the area at all. So with all three of those people, they should have been able to see something in the water well enough to get out of the way. Now, keep in mind the numbers I said earlier of the size of the damage to the Olympic. The Titanic sustained a 350-foot gash, which is 1/3 of the size of the ship. Coincidental? I don't think so. Okay. So, which this led to so the Titanic was designed to have waterproof compartments in the bottom of it so that if there was damage, it would close itself off so that water wouldn't get to the rest of the boat, right? The only issue with that is that all of the compartments themselves were not independently waterproof. So if one compartment overfilled, the other waterproof compartments could fill, but that just water didn't get to anywhere of the boat. That was a major design flaw, but they did it because they never thought that the Titanic would sustain a damage that would cause water to get to multiple waterproof compartments, but it did, which is why the whole boat sunk based on the damages that is sustained. So now we get back.
I'm so sorry. Is he super loud in the background?
Oh, I didn't hear him.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Okay, sorry. I swear I'm almost done with all these
you're
weird
fine.
details. Okay, so here is what is interesting. So the White Star Line, because we were like, okay, what's the motive behind this? What's going on? Obviously, they were going to lose a lot of money from the Olympic, not getting an insurance claim. So the whole idea is like, hey, we send out this already damaged boat that we're not getting money from, claim that it's the new boat, and then when it goes down, we will get an insurance claim. The company that owns the Titanic and built the Olympic is the White Star Line. That company is owned by the International Mercantile Marine Company. That company is owned by JP Morgan. You may now pull up the picture of JP Morgan. So, yes, the JP Morgan that we all know through insurance company, he's deemed single-handedly the man who saved America's banks. Personally, I think he was, maybe not a hero in this story, but that's just me. So here's what's interesting. JP Morgan, because he owned the International Mercantile Marine, that means he was an owner of White Star Line, which means he was a partial owner of the Titanic and the Olympic, which means losing the Olympic, that was a great financial loss to him, which would create a motive for him to stage this to get insurance claims back. Here's two things that are interesting. One, the morning of that the Titanic was supposed to sail, he had a ticket to be on it and he canceled it. Now, some people say he canceled it due to illness. Some people say he had other prior business arrangements. But the thing is, he didn't get on the boat. The other interesting piece is that 5 days before the maiden voyage of the Titanic, JP Morgan increased the insurance for the Titanic from $5 million to $12.5 million, which means he got a $12.5 million insurance payout from Lloyd's Maritime Insurance, which was the insurer of the Olympic and the Titanic. It is estimated over $160 million today is what that number is worth. This is more than $160 million.
How much did it cost for the Titanic to be built?
The Titanic was projected to be worth $7.5 million. Okay. And so the biggest discrepancy that people claim is that it was technically underinsured. It was only insured for $5 million. However, that's just what the papers say. And I think a lot of the paperwork was forged because this whole thing was an insurance thing. So, but it is proven that he increased the insurance to $12.5 million, which is worth $160 million today, which if he got that full return due to an accident, that is more money than they could have recovered if they had just sold or scrapped the boat. So, technically, though, on paperwork, it was underinsured. What else is interesting is some of the cosmetic differences on the boats. Each boat had a different number of portholes, different pad eyelets on the funnels. But here's what's interesting. The Titanic had 16 portholes and the Olympic only had 14 at its launch. But then photos of after the Titanic had sunk, but the Olympic had been returning because it was still viable. The pictures of the Olympic after the sinking of the Titanic shows that it has 16 portholes, not the
So
original.
it's like they switched. Okay, so it's like they switched.
Yes. So before the Titanic sunk, the Olympic only had 14 portholes in its photos. After the sinking of the Titanic, it had 16. However, the Titanic originally had 16, and they were put in because they were added ventilation for the galley, which was the cooking area, which the Olympic originally didn't have extra portholes on, which was a design switch. They realized on the initial boat that they needed extra portholes for the galley area, so they did that on the Titanic and not on the Olympic. So the Olympic was built first. They only did 14 portholes. In the building of the Titanic, they realized they needed more, so they put 16. That's why the Titanic had 16 and why the Olympic had 14. But then after the Titanic sank, pictures of the Olympic show 16 portholes.
Is that something that
now they claimed that it was added after, but the timing of the photos when that happened is a little coincidental.
So okay, sorry, one more question.
Yeah.
So did this all start because the audit, or what was it? What's the other one called?
The
I
Hawk
just lost it.
Crashed into the Olympic.
Yeah, is that because the Olympic was so damaged that they were just like, oh, we're gonna lose money, might as well try to save the Titanic and make money?
Yes. So with the Olympic being damaged, the cruise lines or whatever they were going to use it for, they were losing money on that because it wasn't active, but also they were losing money on the repairs.
Okay, so they're just like, let's try to get rid of it, get money off of it. Okay.
Yes, but the thing was the crash was their fault. So any insurance they had on that ship, they didn't get back to do the repairs. So it was a complete loss out of their pocket. Or out of JP Morgan's pocket. Here's the other interesting thing, and then I will let you guys ask any Q&A or share any thoughts. Another motive for JP Morgan to do this. So at the time, he was wanting to present this idea of creating a U.S. central bank for the country. And there was 3 individuals that either disagreed with him on this idea concept, or they agreed with him, but they would have become a competitor and someone he would have had to have shared this idea with. Those 3 men were aboard the Titanic and died when it sank. But JP Morgan was also supposed to be aboard the Titanic and happened to cancel his ticket the morning of its departure. So that's all I got.
What is the picture?
The best one for
I have an extra picture.
Oh yes. Okay. So, yeah, I forgot about this one. So this is one of the last pictures of the Olympic and the Titanic on the ports together. So as you can see, very similar designs. If you'll notice on the left, that is the Olympic, and on the right is the Titanic. The Titanic was built to be bigger because they were just trying to make it bigger and better. However, what's interesting is the 4th funnel that you see on the Titanic. 3 of them are only actually usable. So there was no purpose to put a 4th in the construction. Also keep in mind, when they were doing construction on the Titanic, it originally did not have 4 funnels, but the Olympic did. So why on earth would they put a useless funnel onto the boat that they're not going to need, other than to make it look similar to the Olympic? Anyway, also you can see the towers. So you can see that it's still under construction. The other biggest thing is that part of the deck that wraps around the funnel area, I don't know the best way to describe it. But that piece on the Titanic hangs over outside of the side of the boat. If you look at the Olympic, it's flush with the side of the boat. I don't know if you can tell in this photo. But there's some cosmetic differences that make them visibly, you can tell them apart. But also these were things that could easily be altered in that 6-month time of construction. And repairs allegedly. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Any questions?
I feel like I've been duped. I feel like I've been.
Wouldn't they be like, so okay, if they really wanted to like make money off this, have insurance frauds, switch them out, like they're
They
just going
did also.
good knowing that like
know.
people's
They did
lives
make
are at danger and that's okay. Some people are gonna have to die for them to.
Yeah.
It's a. You know what?
That's a piece that's argued. A piece of like how doable it was to actually switch them and it not be noticeable is like an argument piece. Excuse me,
Reminds me of
but
Ballpark Quad.
it is proven that the number of lifeboats and like crew they had aboard, like safety precautions, were not even close to matching the number of tickets they sold. I also think because they were
Yeah.
trying to make money on it being an attraction. So,
Mm.
and then also a lot of the famous people that were supposed to be on it that were investors that we believe were in on this sold their tickets to at a very low cost or gave them away to other people a matter of days prior to the trip. So,
Do you think any of
and
the,
then
like,
also
crew-
they did get the full claim back. So JP Morgan did get money from this when it sank, they
Also-
got the insurance back.
Also, the more tickets they sold, the more money they continue to make. So it didn't
Right.
matter if they died; they still got paid.
Right.
Some of you
Because
may die,
also-
but it's
No,
a
they
good
would do that.
time.
Adding
Wow.
to that, McGuire. Adding to that, so the insurance was only
That's
for the
some-
ship. There was no life insurance taken out for this trip. So anyone that had a family member that died, that was a personal claim that they had to make with like White Star. So like
Mhm.
JP could have managed each of those claims independently and had lawyers for them because the families had to claim those, like make individual cases for it. But the entire case of the ship, that's all the insurance that he had taken out, that 12.5 million or whatever it was, didn't include any life insurance for passengers. It was literally only for the ship.
Mm. Some of
And
you
somebody
may
who's not
die.
planning the mass murder probably would have taken life insurance out for people.
They're all dead, aren't they? There's no survivors left. We can't get any info.
They are. Everyone's
Yeah,
dead
they
now.
actually are.
They're
But yeah,
living
it's just interesting that like three of his biggest competitors are like men that would have been business partners that he would have had
Yeah.
to share things with, all died on the Titanic.
Also, kind of weird. Has anybody heard of the Olympic? I had never heard of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd heard of it. Not this.
Sorry,
is
have you heard of it? He's laughing at me. Sorry, that might have been.
I really hadn't heard of it much before.
I only heard of it because I went
heard
to
of
like
this
the
conspiracy.
Titanic exhibit type thing. Like there was like a pop-up travel exhibit. It came to Philly like it was like right before COVID, like 2019-ish. It was pretty cool.
I know this is gonna sound really odd, but did you guys you're into this whole thing, Brinkley, but did you guys hear about the woman who survived the sinking, who survived the Titanic, the Britannic, and the crash of the Olympic?
Why is she still going on boats?
She
Yeah,
she
no.
needed money. She was a stewardess.
Really?
She survived
Dude, girl,
those three.
she needs to stop sailing
Girl.
with White Star Line.
So she was on
For
both
real.
the Olympic and the Titanic.
The Olympic, the Britannic, and the Titanic. She was
the
on
We need to
Britannic,
ask her.
the Britannic is the next boat that they made after the Titanic.
also
Um,
sank.
Yeah. Oh, also, this was funny in researching this whole thing. There's also conspiracists that think that the Titan, that like imploded like a couple years back, that was also an intentional implosion so that they wouldn't find footage of the Titanic underwater. They couldn't gather information on it. So people think this is an ongoing
my God.
With
conspiracy.
all the CEOs and stuff.
I think that's a
that-
little extra, but
Everybody's
I
dead.
don't know how
I
they would like
bet
backdate that insurance claim, but
How
yeah.
was James Cameron able to go down there to film for the Titanic?
Dude, I don't know.
Okay, so I guess
Well, if you
yeah.
notice though, a lot of the footage of it doesn't include any numberings or markings of the boat. You don't see like big shots of the whole ship to like be able to count portholes or any of that stuff. And also a lot of that is
Well,
lost
that's what I was going to
in the
ask is
but
like, have the windows been seen underwater? You know, like the 16 verse 14.
the problem was that it split in half and it's sinking because of the waterproof things all filled with water, and so it was so much weight that it actually broke the bow.
Yeah.
And the pieces were, I think they're like 200 miles apart from each other. So it's really hard to like evaluate
I
both of
didn't
them
know.
together and piece
I
together.
never thought
like,
about
things.
that. Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess here's the age-old question now: is the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean? You decide.
It's the Olympic.
Well,
No.
I have no idea.
the
Why I brought up if anybody had heard about the Olympic was because I was like, well, I hadn't heard about it, so are they trying to hide it? Because it's suspicious.
I have an idea. Let's all get in a little submersible and go down and see the
Absolutely
Titanic.
not.
No.
No.
Hell no.
Well, and just so you're wondering, if you guys are wondering of like closure pieces of what happened, so they did get the insurance claim, they got the money back, whatever, and then the Olympic allegedly kept sailing for like a couple more years, and then eventually just like phased out, and they ended up like selling it scrap.
Damn.
So selling it for scrap metal.
Dang.
So
Oh,
yeah,
what a story. All right,
one of
hit
the
you.
largest insurance
If
frauds.
if that's real, like that's some evil
And
wild
the
work.
thing is, no one's alive now.
That's some vindictive work.
No one can ever back it up.
Well,
Jake
and the
Morgan,
biggest thing is like
dog.
it's all hypothetical because none of the paperwork, like all the paperwork passes. But I think all of that could have gotten forged at that time.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's early 1900s, so you know.
There's no like history to
There's
pull
no
up on
digital
your
databases
computer.
or things.
Yeah.
Yo.
Well, Brinkley, will you clear all those images out so I can put all mine up?
Yeah, as soon as I figure out how to do
Well,
that.
We're gonna.
Oh, I got it.
I don't want to accidentally hit the wrong button. We are going to activate the randomizer one more time. Is it going to be me or is it going to be Chrissy? And it's Chrissy with 40 life lessons at 40.
Yes.
Yeah. We got it.
Why'd you say it like that? Yeah.
Ugh, I hate aging. Okay. Sorry, my battery is getting low. Okay, 54 minutes. We got this. Hi, welcome to the podcast. I have not done a personal interest piece in a minute. So I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was like, do I do another Survivor thing, reality TV thing? And I thought about it, and I think it was either last year or the year before. I think it was the year before last. At a certain point in the school year, one of our professional developments, they have speakers that either like come in or they stream in. This guy, I believe, streamed in. His name is Frederick Adabita. I don't know. Hopefully I said that right.
We're sorry, Frederick.
Yeah, King, I remember you, but
If you're watching.
Kingy, I'm about to give you credit in your book if you are. Adabita. I think I got that right. All right. Is the website there?
Yeah.
Right. So he's basically like a self-help person. And I've been getting very much into like trying to push better mental health for the kids at school because it's been rough the past 5 years and it's more rough and more rough every year. And a lot of kids, like they really they sweat small things that really aren't that deep, that won't be that deep about 20 years from now. It's constant. And one of Frederick's books talks specifically about this, is 40 Life Lessons at 40. And these are mostly about his experiences being like a person who is a role model for young children, especially in the areas of faith. Okay. Did it go away?
Yeah. You got rid of it.
All right, cool. That's what I wanted to do. Because I just wanted to show him in the book
I
title.
was like, yeah, you cleared it out.
I cleared it out. Okay. So I kind of took his message and his book. Not that I've read some of his affirmations and, you know, all the positive things, but I took the idea of 40 life lessons I learned by 40 and wrote my own. With some help looking at the book, but I wrote my own. I would say about half of them can really apply to anyone, and half of them are a little bit more geared toward myself, just to try to make them personal and funny. So I present to you 40 life lessons I learned by 40.
Do
Any
you have like
questions?
we have another slide?
No, I'm just reading it from the
Okay.
sheet.
I was like, I'm ready.
I don't know if I want to like score. Yeah, no, I'd rather not. I'll just read it because it's not going to go too long. So, okay. Number 1 lesson. Time is your most valuable currency. It seems to go faster every year. Spend it wisely. I say this because it really does feel like every year that I'm older, things are quicker, especially after becoming a parent. Number 2, not all sleep is good sleep. Your body will start sending you little invoices if the sleep you're getting isn't the best. I learned this recently because there have been nights where I've slept for 7, 8, 9 hours and still not felt refreshed. And a lot of it has to do with the screens before bed. Here I am on a screen before bed. It's okay. Number 3, self-care isn't just manicures, pedicures, and brunch. Sometimes simply saying no thank you is self-care, not selfishness. So basically like saying, no, I can't do this thing. I can't spend this money. I can't go out. I need time at home. And when you get a little older, it's a little easier to say no and not sweat it. Number 4, quality over quantity applies to almost everything, especially friends. Cherish the time with your good friends, even if it's few and far between. All right, I still have 2 best of friends from high school. I can probably think I had like a dozen friends in high school, but 2 really good friends who are still, we don't see each other much, maybe every like 4 months, but when we do, it's like no time has passed. Number 5, mental health is a true battle that you can't always see, especially with the younger generations and especially with the younger boys. Be kind, be patient, and listen. Number 6, your parents are aging. It's very sad, but it's true. Call them, have your kid call them, visit them as much as possible, send them funny FaceTimes. 7, forgive people because life is just too short to be hate to be consuming. I don't know. Forgiving people is easy, even if you're never going to talk to them again, because it just frees you from some shit. Like at the end of The Handmaid's Tale, I don't know if you guys watched this or read it, but why did June forgive Serena? Sorry for the spoiler. It's because
I have my button, I think, still that says spoiler alert. I could have thrown it over. I don't.
I didn't have that in the plan. It just kind of came out. Yeah, but I think she forgave her because she just wanted not to be thinking about all the trauma. She just wanted to move past it.
Yeah.
Number 8, you don't have to be the best cook, especially if you marry a decent one. But learn to cook at least 5 things really well. Just get like 5 meals on rotation that you're going to eat often.
Can it be from a box?
Until you're like 30, 35, then you probably got to start cooking stuff. All right.
I ain't learning shit. I ain't making shit.
I'll talk about that when I get to the ones about the gym and stuff. Number 9, take care of your back, knees, feet, and teeth. After 35, weird shit starts to happen to them, and you will understand when you get there. All right, I had a teeth just crack in half the other day while I was eating a cookie. I did nothing to it. It just broke.
Oh my god!
I got a hole in my mouth.
Yeah, no, I have to go get it. I'm not gonna get an implant because it's like way back here. Like if
You
it
get
was
it
front of my
pulled?
mouth. What's that?
You get it pulled?
Well, there's still half a tooth there, so he's just gonna shave it down to like match. He's gonna shave the 2 sides down so they match. But
he could have done that, and I had to walk around with this hole in my mouth for the rest of my life.
It's like back there. Like I'm not gonna do it on there. But like if it was this tooth, I would get an implant for sure. Number 10, your intuition is almost always right. I don't want to say always because that's a strong generalization. Number 11, this is important. You are not your job title. That is not your only identity. In my case, I have an identity outside of being an educator. When the day is done, I am someone's mom and someone's friend and someone who needs to work out and sleep. So I am not just a teacher. 12, no one really 100% knows what they're doing, and that's okay. 13, if a straight man who did not know you prior to your relationship or marriage is talking to you, keep your guard up. It's not always a good thing.
Okay.
I'm talking to you about things that I've learned, and I'm not going to name anyone on this podcast.
No, I know people.
They're out there. And you know what? They're older now and wiser too. They're probably making their own list. 14, therapy is not a weakness. Everyone should try therapy at least once in their life, even if they're completely happy, because it's just like you're talking to someone. 15. Happiness is found in really ordinary moments. Like the other day, my son tried tomatoes for the second time and actually ate them. I was so happy.
Oh.
16. Sorry, my dog is like yawning. She's like moaning. Apologize when you're wrong, even when you make the wrong move in a game and evict someone that was good for your game. It's good to take accountability when you mess up, even if they're going to be mad at you for a while. 17. Read books. Read lots of books. Use audio if you have to. Try to get other people to read. 18. You can't really change people that much. You either got to like them as they are, leave them behind, or just be nice. 19. Drink more water than you think you need, because apparently you have to drink a gallon of water a day to lose any kind of weight after the age of 40 unless you get on Zepbound. And if you don't like needles, don't do Zepbound.
I know some of these aren't supposed to be funny, but the way you're presenting them make me want to laugh. Unless you want to be on Zepbound.
I was like, no, it just seems like, and if you do Zepbound or Ozempic or any of that stuff, it's all good. It's just, I don't know.
It's just the way you presented that.
I don't want to have shots unless I have to go get a flu shot. All right. 20. We're halfway through. Some friendships are seasonal, and that's okay. If someone just dips on you or blocks you out of nowhere, it might be stemming from something undesirable they have in their own life. Those were some slight shots were fired. Everybody's going to be okay. 21. Keep chasing fulfillment in your life, but make success a priority every once in a while. The same applies if you're an educator trying to get your students to do work in class. 22. Your body's going to change, especially if you had a C-section. That little kangaroo pouch is cute. You can keep it. 23. Boundaries are a form of love. Make sure to start with yourself. This applies to your job, parenting, friendships, etc. 24. It's This John dying. All right, let me try to go quicker here. It's okay to outgrow places, people, and versions of yourself. You'll never outgrow versions of your kiddo, though, and that's okay.
Do you want me to pause the recording for you can get a charger? Because I can pause it.
Yeah, do you mind?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No, hold on. Oh, no. All right. So, anyway, sorry, I didn't pause this. Okay, I didn't know how. All right, go ahead.
Oh, it was just going the whole time?
No, I was making a joke, but now you ruined it.
Oh, my bad. It's okay to screw a joke up. No, I'm just kidding.
Life lesson.
Life lesson. Your friends will forgive you. Let go. Number 25. Let go of what you can't control. It's definitely not worth it if it's giving you a headache. 26. Start the thing. Right? Like McGuire's crocheting. Start the thing. You'll figure it out as you go. Sometimes you'll even grow from it. 27. Laugh as much as you can, especially at yourself when things are hard. 28. Trust takes years to build, but it can only be seconds to break. I think that was kind of like a cringy quote, but it's kind of true.
I don't like that.
What's that?
Can I add on to that?
Yeah.
Okay. So trust is like, so I remember hearing this, but it's like trust is like a mirror. Once it's broken, it can't be fixed, but you can try, but you will still see, and pardon my language, you will still see the cracks in that motherfucking reflection. That is what I've heard that saying.
I like that.
You can fix it, but you'll still see the cracks in that mother effing reflection.
The mother effing reflection. 29. You're never too old, and it's never too late. I don't know about never, but like, I had a baby at 38. It happens. I don't know how much longer I would go, though. 30. This is a new one. The internet is a scary place. Proceed with caution. 31. It's okay to only have one kid. Their life will be just as rich with experiences and love because you'll get all of theirs.
Aww.
Yeah, that was cute. This next one's cute too. Oh my god, I get emotional thinking. We don't deserve our pets.
Oh,
Yet we are everything to them.
Where are you at, Kitty? Oh, you decided to leave me.
Give your pet love every day, no matter how busy you are, because you are the most important part of their day. I struggle with this sometimes. Where are you? Are you sleeping? I think I can get her in the view here.
Aww.
Oh,
She's out.
well, we've all had our pets on here except, frankly, your pet's back home. She's there.
Okay, 33. One of my postpartum people I talk to, they help me with this. You can't effectively take care of someone else when your own battery is completely dead. So you got to be feeling at least okay to if you ever become parents or if you're just trying to be there for your partner or your friend, you got to be in a good enough space yourself. 34, comparison can suck the life out of you. Stop comparing yourself to others. Just try to be a little better than the day before at whatever you're trying to do. 35, everything is expensive. It's more expensive every year. It doesn't matter who's president. It's just always going to be expensive. Luckily, you get a slight raise every year, so it's going to be all right. 36, travel as much as humanly possible for having a kid. It can be solo. Oh. I'm sorry, I messed this one up. Travel as much as humanly possible before having kids.
Oh, yeah!
It can be solo, with friends, with family, significant other, with your friend that you meet in New York twice a year because he's crazy and goes to every Broadway show ever, etc. A good crazy.
That'd be
37. If something feels toxic or unhealthy, just rip that Band-Aid off quickly. Your time is precious. YOLO. 38. You are likely not going to get on Survivor, and that's okay because you'll always have that one LRG you did well in. But
That's
maybe
hilarious.
send 5 more applications just to be annoying. 39. You don't necessarily have to attend every fight you're invited to. This includes breaking up fights in the hallway. You're too old to be getting in the middle of those. 40. That's my last one. Not everyone has to like you, and that's okay. The less you worry about this, the more likable you're probably going to end up being.
Sounds good.
Oh, I like that.
All right.
Good.
I hope you enjoyed my 40 life lessons at 40.
Well, glad.
Some of them were cute, some of them were funny, some of them were cringy, some of them were oh. The pet one got me.
Those were good.
Those were really good.
All right.
right.
I didn't hear about my pets.
So the randomizer isn't going to go off because it's just me left. So just gonna move me there. And my topic.
Oh,
what happened to Brinkley? Where'd you go?
It said I was removed.
I was like, she took that time is precious advice way too quickly. She was like, my time is precious. I'm out.
Okay, but where's my topic? It didn't even pop up. It just kicked you off the screen. All right. Sports worst coach?
Oh,
What?
Oh gosh.
All right.
He said, what?
All right. So I gotta get my little notepad over here. It's I don't have it on. I have it on my screen. Okay. Before we begin this story, I just want to pause for an important note. This topic contains references to racism, anti-Semitic, and otherwise offensive remarks. Some of these comments may be unsettling to hear. These views are not my own. I do not endorse them in any way. Out of respect, though, I will not repeat any of the racial slurs directly. When they appear in the quotations in my notes, I will cover them up. Some passages you hear have been paraphrased for clarity, but everything comes from reported sources, court testimony, and historical records. Just wanted to put that out there because it is bad. All right. She was a trailblazer. She was a fan favorite, and she was also a full-blown PR disaster. This is the wild, complicated, and shocking story of Marge Schott. Once one of the most powerful women in baseball and one of the most infamous figures the game has ever seen.
what's her name?
Marge Schott, or Schott. I don't know. I should have learned how to pronounce it. Margeschott. So Marge Schott. That's how I'm going to say it.
Cool.
Anyway, I'm going to take that picture off the screen. All right. At her best, she kept baseball affordable for working class families. She opened her stadium to children. She donated millions to hospitals and schools, and she even brought her St. Bernard, Shotzi, to games. Here's her St. Bernard.
Oh.
All right. So at her worst, she was known for racial slurs, for mocking people of different backgrounds, and even praising Adolf Hitler. So how did Marge Schott go from the lovable everywoman of the Cincinnati Reds to one of the most disgraceful figures in American sports history? Well, let's start at the beginning. Marge Helen Schott was born in Cincinnati, Ohio on August 18th, 1928. I almost said 2000. She grew up in a wealthy German-American Catholic household, private schools, strict values, and strong opinions.
1928? Is she
Yes.
still alive? Oh, dang.
We'll get there.
She would be older than my grandma.
We'll get there. She graduated from College of Mount St. Joseph, and in 1952, she married Charles Schott, a successful businessman who owned a chain of car dealerships. They had no children, but when Charles died suddenly in 1968, Marge inherited both the business and a fortune. With it, she poured money into her city, local hospitals, Catholic schools, the zoo. If it had a donation box, Marge probably filled it up. She became a hometown fixture, and people knew her and liked her. And then came baseball. In 1981, she purchased a minority stake in the Cincinnati Reds, and by 1984, she had taken control, becoming the majority owner. This made her just the second woman in history to own a Major League Baseball team outright, not by inheritance, but by purchase. At first, she was a breath of fresh air. Unlike other owners, Marge sat among the fans in a regular box at Riverfront Stadium. She signed autographs. She smiled for photos. She even let the kids run across the field before games because since she couldn't have any of her own, she made every child feel like they were at home. All along, while she brought along Shotzi, her giant St. Bernard, who often sat slobbering by her side. Tickets were cheap. Concessions were cheaper. A box seat, $12. A hot dog, $1. Marge wanted working families to be able to afford a day at the ballpark. In the mid-1980s, at least on the surface, Marge Schott looked like the kind of owner fans had always wished for. But beneath the surface, things were starting to crack.
Wait, question. Sorry. What was the team again?
The Cincinnati Reds.
Okay, continue.
By the early 1990s, the shine was wearing off. Her reputation as a frugal businesswoman began to morph into something else. Staff described her as a constant penny pincher. Lights were shut off at the stadium to save electric bills. The heat was cut during winter, and the Reds front office staff was one of the smallest in the league. And staff were told to reuse paper clips and envelopes at any time possible. Even the players felt it. When Jose Rijo was injured, Schott openly complained about paying him, saying she was spending millions of dollars for him to literally just sit on his butt in the bench. And then there was the 1990 World Series, what was a Cinderella story for the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds stunned baseball by sweeping the powerhouse Oakland A's in 4 games. Fans were ecstatic, but Marge, well, she was furious. Why? Because a sweep meant fewer games, and fewer games meant less money. According to the staff, she refused to pay for a team celebration, forcing the players to throw their own party. And in case you're wondering if she had any love for the game, when First Lady Barbara Bush asked her how long she'd been a fan of baseball, she simply replied, "I hate it." For fans and for many inside baseball, the perception was changing. Marge Schott wasn't the fun, down-to-earth owner anymore. She was becoming the league's cheapest boss. And then came the scandals in the 1990s that would define her legacy forever. In 1992, during a
So
lawsuit,
she would have been 60s?
she was born in 1928. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
In 1992, during a lawsuit deposition, a former Reds executive testified that he heard Schott use racial slurs to describe black players Eric Davis and Dave Parker. Another former employee claimed Schott resisted hiring black staff. Around the same time, reports surfaced that she kept a Nazi swastika armband in her home, and when confronted, Schott simply said it was a gift. But instead of calming the waters, she made things worse. She admitted to using slurs, calling them jokes. She told reporters that Hitler, in her words, was okay at the beginning. He just went too far. She mocked foreign leaders in exaggerated accents. She complained about how Asian students were outdoing American kids in school. In that same year, Sharon Jones, a former executive assistant with the Oakland A's, said she overheard Schott saying, "I would never hire another. I'd rather have a trained monkey working for me than a because before an owner's conference call." These weren't slip of the tongues. They were a pattern, a public one. And every time she was confronted, she made it worse. Finally, though, in 1993, Major League Baseball could no longer ignore her. In February, MLB formed a 4-man committee to investigate her behavior. That same month, she was fined $250,000 and banned from day-to-day operation for the entire 1993 season. The general manager, Jim Bowden, ran the team in her absence. She returned to work that November, but the spotlight never left her. She kept talking, and at the same time, she kept offended. In 1996, after her continued offensive comments, MLB extended her suspension through the 1998 season. By 1999, the writing was on the wall. She was facing her 3rd suspension, her health was deteriorating, and her fellow owners and limited partners were preparing to oust her completely. On April 20th, 1999, Schott agreed to sell her controlling interest in the Cincinnati Reds to local businessman Carl Linder for $67 million. She retained a minority stake, but her reign was effectively over. The deal was finalized that September, and Marge was out of baseball for good. In the years that followed, Marge Schott faded from spotlight. She continued to donate to local charities, schools, and hospitals through her foundation, and many of those organizations did receive real support: animal shelters, Catholic schools, and causes closer to her heart. But her name remained toxic. In 2001, her health began to decline, and she was hospitalized multiple times for respiratory issues and pneumonia. On February 9th, 2004, she was admitted to the hospital once again. Some reports said for a cold, others said for knee issues. But during her stay, she developed severe breathing problems and was placed on life support. On March 2nd, 2004, Marge Schott died at the age of 75. Her funeral was held at the All Saints Catholic Church in Cincinnati, and she was buried at the Gate of Heaven Cemetery, wearing her signature red jumpsuit and her elephant brooch that she wore every single day.
Wow.
So how is Marge Schott remembered today? Well,
Not well.
it depends who you ask. Her charitable giving was real. Her donations were sustainable. Her foundation still supports good work in Cincinnati. Some remember her donations. Some remember her dog. Some remember seeing her sitting in the cheap seats chatting with fans. But for most, they remember the racism, the slurs, the Hitler comments, the chaos. Her name has since been removed from stadiums, school buildings, and public honors, because history doesn't just remember what you gave. It remembers what you stood for. Marge Schott was charitable and cruel, approachable and offensive, progressive in title, but regressive in action. She reminds us that being the first doesn't always mean being the best. And she leaves behind a lesson that baseball and America is still learning. The game may be bigger than any one owner, but the wrong owner can leave a legacy that lasts far beyond the ninth inning. And that, my friends, is the wild, complicated, and shocking true story of Marge Schott, one of the most controversial owners in the history of baseball, and maybe, just maybe, all of sports.
That was good, James.
I literally saw this picture of her yelling at a coach because her team won the World Series, and I went, I gotta talk about this.
I'm already down a rabbit hole. People fight over it. This is very debatable.
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if any of the things that were said about her are true, because clearly I wasn't alive during her time. Well, I mean, I was, but I wasn't, because she died when I was 9. But
I was 1.
Was she just really bad at managing her money?
I don't know,
Did
because
she have a psychotic break?
It seems like at first she was like, okay, let's lower prices on everything so it's affordable. But then didn't have any money anymore. So it
Yeah.
was like
Like the broke.
you like overdo that a little bit, and then like you ended up doing the exact opposite and like mistreating
Yeah.
your employees because you
You went over
made
budget.
ticket prices too cheap. Like,
And why go into baseball if you hate it? Nobody forced you.
well, that seems weird too, because like, why would
And
she
like she
sit and watch games if she hated baseball?
and if she like was there to make a home atmosphere, like it like was like she flipped all of a sudden.
Maybe it
was
like
weird.
reminded her of her husband, and it made her sad.
Wait,
I
she
don't know.
really refused to buy food or drinks at the 1990 World
Yes.
Series? Didn't want those.
People, they had to buy their own cheeseburgers, is what I read somewhere.
Oh my god.
But the part that gets me is when I first read it, and like if you see this on Wikipedia, the actual wording is there. It literally says, "I would never hire another." Like on Wikipedia, like quoted, she said that.
Like hard R.
Hard R,
That's crazy.
like. I love the concept though, like cheap seats, hot dogs, kids running the bases, cool. But the behind the scenes version of her, ooh, wild. But yeah, that's the true story, the wild, complicated, and true story of Marge Schott.
Yeah,
and I
that's
had to
crazy.
preface that everything like I got from credible sources because like I don't want people like her family. Well, she doesn't. I mean, well, she doesn't have kids, but like I don't want people coming to be going like, you talk bad about her. Nah, she talked bad about herself. But that ends our personal interest pieces.
Wait.
Oh, never mind.
Ooh, reveal.
Never mind. Oh, here we go.
Okay, so
Get
I'm
back on the
starting my spooky.
Brinkley, what's wrong with you?
Sorry, I'm back.
My
I was reading about Marge.
This collection is my fall collection. I don't have much made actually. So what I've been working on is going to be a bat, but I didn't get as far as I want. So I'll take these two pieces and sew it, and then I have.
Wait, you did all that on here?
I had this done. I did this. His 2 ears. That will go.
Wow, just while we
like-
all were presenting?
That's
Yeah.
crazy. So it really
I
doesn't
had the
take
head done.
long. Like it really,
Like,
if you know
kind
what
of,
you're
I
doing,
would
it doesn't
say-
really take too long.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I probably do it kind of fast at this point.
Yeah.
So this is
That's
the
cool.
ears when I sew them, and then I did a half a wing. I have to make 2 pieces for each, and I messed it up. I don't know if you noticed it. I had to undo it all. I didn't get it right, but I got it right the second time. And then so I'll sew that together. So that's gonna be a bat, and then for homecoming last year, my bats I made though I only did like a ball. It was like literally a circle for a head, 2 eyes, and then like 2 easy wings. So that's why it was so like that was just kind of a different bat. So I made this. This is what I was gonna work on, but I decided to finish it today. So this is a spider. He has
Oh,
four
that's
four
so
eyeballs.
cool.
Oh, that's
This is the-
adorable.
This is the first one I made.
Oh,
They are really cute.
I like that
So,
they have multiple eyes.
Should be a
It's
set.
cute.
yeah, they're adorable. And then I made so that's I don't think I have anything else. And then what I made James would count as fall. It was like a ghost and a pumpkin on a little string and it hold up in his car. And then this I made for my friend.
Oh, pumpkin. Oh.
Okay, so we don't
This was
usually do this early, but if you want to buy something, go to Instagram, go to McGuire Steele.
Instagram or Facebook. Because
So is it like, is there a website?
No, I want to make an Etsy, but like
I can just like DM you if I
logistically-
want something?
Yeah, just you can text or you have my number. You can text me. But
Oh yeah, I
go
do.
to my Facebook. You go to my Facebook and go like to my albums. There's a whole crochet album.
Okay, cool.
But this
Oh.
one I made for somebody did buy this. I just
My kid would like some
it's
of these.
gonna cost money to ship it, so we're kind of waiting to see them to give it to them. But this I will never make again. So this is not available. You can buy it in regular yarn. I'll make you it. But this was the hardest thing I've ever made in my life, and I'll never make it again because this stuff is like this thick.
Oh.
And so with the pumpkin, you sew a flat sheet, and then I like bring it together. That's not hard. It's the I like weave in the top of these ends and have to pull it, and I can't pull it because it's too thick. So this was hard.
Sounds hard shit.
Oh my god.
But
That's
other than that, I would say the Pokemon also were making me more mad than anything. So other than that, I enjoy it.
Oh,
The
that's
Pokemon,
fun.
that was not fun.
Well,
I think that's it.
this now concludes our personal
There you
intro pieces. So what's next? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next show is October 9th at 6:30 Central. It's a From the Vault episode. Now, what does that mean? Well, 3 years ago, Chrissy and I filmed an interview that we were not allowed to
Oh
show.
my God. Wow.
And so for the first time since 2022,
We have been allowed to show
we
this
will
one.
have a From the Vault CJ Unedited special episode with Sammy Leotti from Survivor 43.
The young man was like, was he only like 19 or 20 when we interviewed him?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
He was, I was like, James, this is a child.
So
He played Survivor and crushed though.
so he is now I don't even know how he's 22 now. So yeah, he would have been
So he's my
19.
age.
He was 19 when we interviewed him. But
Dang.
yeah,
He's 22.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess he
A
is. Okay.
From the Vault episode, 3 years in the
Oh my
making.
gosh.
So
I'm
that
so
is
And that's 3 podcast weeks in a row.
yeah. We're
Yeah.
back, baby.
Do we have any other
Where we
interviews?
continue? Do we have anything to go with after that? There is a I will say I am working on a theme that we will do for 1 month in particular. I've reached out to the people to get this theme going, but we don't know. But yeah, From the Vault, a CJ Unedited episode. Don't ask me how long it took to make that graphic. It took a while, but I got it.
Does he know we're airing it finally?
So I reached out to him, and let me see if I can find his exact words here. And I'm going to.
He's probably like, wait, when was that?
I'm gonna say this in the
'Cause I've
nicest
seen
way.
him on like multiple podcasts since then. He was on Survivor Now.
Wait, so why were you not able to air it? Was it because it was like he talked about Survivor stuff and
Yes, and you're not allowed to
Yeah.
talk about it.
You have to wait a certain amount of time, like after the season ends. Like we were like
Really?
contractually obligated, like not to speak too
interesting?
deeply on it.
So he spoke to you guys but you guys weren't allowed to air it.
We just couldn't
Yeah,
do
so-
anything with it until the contract was up.
Technically, I was allowed to air this last June.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
2024. But he said, because I said, guess what I found the other day on my computer? The off the record interview you did with us on the podcast. He said, bro, post it. I said, am I allowed to? I don't want you to get in trouble. He goes, yeah, bro, I'm irrelevant now.
He's like, bro, it's been done.
And I said, you're not irrelevant to me. And I said, you're still one of
Yeah,
the
he can
best
still get on the
players."
challenge. He
And
can
he
do
goes,
whatever.
thank you, man.
Yeah.
And then I totally forgot about because we decided that we would no longer want to like do the show, and then we brought it back. And then Zay from Big Brother 27, I said I saw you cheer with him because they're best friends, and I said also, you know, I never posted our interview, but I'm going to this next week, and he said fire. And then after that was just me talking to him about BYU where he goes to school, and that was.
Okay.
But yeah, so he finally gave me permission. I finally decided to pull it out of the vault. So it's from the vault episode.
That's gonna be a fun throwback.
That would be cool.
It's guys, it is so old. And part of it is filmed with him. Like the whole video is filmed with him driving in his car.
He was.
Talking to
Yeah,
us.
he was in the car.
And then it's him parked outside of a mall because he specifically says that. So like I remember certain things, but like he also hits the gritty on there just a little
Yeah,
bit.
was I even like pregnant yet? Was that before?
No,
like,
you weren't.
existed. Dang. So then that's
Oh.
almost 3 years of film.
But
Okay, I love y'all, but I gotta go.
okay, yeah.
You're good.
So
Y'all keep talking. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
Follow her. Bye, McGuire. You can
If you
follow
wanna-
me and my dog. There's our
if you want to
handle.
follow Chrissy, it's at CRossMac at KaluaPup410. Brinkley, it was supposed to be individual people, but we are going to do it this way now.
Boop, boop, boop.
And then if you want to follow me, it's at Jay Hanton. Yeah, that's it. That's our episode. And that's all I gotta say. So we're gonna end it here.
Stay
And
safe, stay happy, stay healthy.
you two stay on because we're gonna run through something real quick. And then stay happy, stay healthy. Remember to live your life 100% unedited. Bye.
Bye.
Just watch me break it.